Hello everyone, very good evening and welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. I hope everyone can hear and see me clearly. It took me a while to come live, but I hope everything's clear. There are no glitches because in today's session we're going to be talking about how to manage school and CLAT preparation together. A lot of you have been struggling with this idea, specifically the 2025 aspirants, because अब आपके लिए since you've decided to start off your preparation for CLAT along with your 11th examinations, along with your 11th grade, it's a common question that I keep getting from a lot of aspirants कि मैम ये स्कूल की पढ़ाई बहुत overwhelming है. I have tuitions, I have school classes, I have teachers pressurizing us, and then I've also decided to prepare for CLAT. तो कैसे साथ में prepare करना है? How do I take out time? बहुत overwhelming है ये हमारे लिए. So ये सारे questions I'll try to answer in today's session. If you have any queries regarding your preparation, make sure you put up your question then and there so that I'm able to give you some clarity on your strategy that you can take up so that there is no clash between both the examinations that you prepare for. Hi, good evening everyone. All right, so let's begin with the agenda of the class. We'll discuss a strategy जो आप follow कर सकते हो, that's going to help you manage CLAT preparation and your school together. We'll be discussing about that in today's session. Now, let's talk about CLAT pattern because this is the latest CLAT 2024 pattern, and we will right now assume that the pattern would remain the same for 2025 as well. Now, if you look at the pattern, it's going to give us some clarity on what your strategy is going to be while you prepare for CLAT and school simultaneously. So, one, we have English language section, and I'm going to be stressing on that a little more than other subjects, of course, because predominantly that's my forte. That's the subject that I teach here. Along with English, since it has roughly 22 to 26, हम इसको 24 marks का assume कर लेते हैं. You have GK, roughly 30 questions. You have legal reasoning, again, roughly 30 questions. Logical reasoning, which is actually critical reasoning and lesser of logical reasoning in CLAT. This is also passage based. You have 24 questions roughly, and quantitative techniques roughly 12 questions. So that's an average bifurcation of the scores given to each of the sections. But one thing that you need to note here is that the entire paper that we have here is mostly going to be reading based. At least these two sections will be dominated by lengthy passages. You'll have to read them at least 450 words per passage. 400 words तो minimum है. 400 words per passage आपको पढ़ने हैं, process करने हैं, उसकी basis पे questions answer करने हैं. Legal reasoning also is dominated by passages. In GK and maths as well, you get paragraph based questions, okay? And paragraph पढ़ के ही you will have to answer the questions that follow. So the entire paper is one, a test of your reading skills. Okay, let's draw something out of the latest pattern that we have. Two, the paper will also be a test of your speed. That is, you're able to read all of that quick. Okay, you have 120 minutes. You're able to read all of that quickly. You are able to retain all that you've read, and then you're able to reproduce the information that you've read, that you've retained in answering the questions correctly. तो ये सब कुछ बहुत कम टाइम लिमिट में आपको करना है because पूरा पेपर रीडिंग बेस्ड है. These are precisely three things, and of course there's a fourth thing that I'll add here, and that's logic. तो ये जो लॉजिक है ना, ये सारे सेक्शंस में एप्लीकेबल है, इंक्लूडिंग जीके. जीके के क्वेश्चंस भी आपको रैंडमली आंसर नहीं करने. ओके मैम, there's a question, if after cracking CLAT exam can we get loan for studying in NLU college and is the interest high? Okay, if you crack an NLU or any of the private colleges as well, I'm so sorry I did not get your name. Suhasini, I'm going to call you that, okay? So Suhasini, if you crack an NLU or any of the private colleges, a student loan is very easy to find. I will tell you, I am an MBA. I did my MBA from not a very prestigious college, okay? But I took a student loan. So, will you be able to get a student loan if you're in NLU? Very easily. If you are in a non-NLU, तो भी बहुत easily you get loans. Are the loans and the interest rates high? No, they aren't really high. Till the first 2 years, you are not, I mean, not the first 2 years, first 5 years, till you finish your education, there's no installment that starts till you finish your education. After you finish it off, the installments start, and the education interest rate on that loan is not very high. That comes from a person who herself had taken a loan. I could repay the loan for my MBA college within 1 year of my job. So, repayment of the loan should be a priority after you finish your LLB plus BA, whatever program that you take up, and try finishing it off as soon as possible. Just that you will have to start with a job immediately after your college ends. You can't wait for some more time because you ultimately have to repay that loan. So finding a loan very easy, interest rate not very high. अभी मुझे existing rate नहीं पता क्योंकि मैं आपको आज से 15 साल पहले की रेट बता सकती हूँ, which was roughly 8%, not very high percentage. अभी भी roughly उतना ही होगा. Government बैंक से लोगे तो और भी सस्ता होगा. Alright, so yeah, Suhasini, I got your name. So I hope I've been able to answer your question. Back to it. We discussed that this paper checks you on your reading capability, comprehension capability, speed, retention skill, and logical ability. This paper is a combination of all of that. Now, one thing out of the 5 pointers that I had mentioned was that reading and comprehension is the key to this examination. Now tell me something, while you're preparing for CLAT along with your school, do schools test you on reading and comprehension skills? क्या schools आपकी reading को test करते हैं? क्या school आपकी comprehension skill को test करते हैं? If you belong to a CBSE board, they certainly do. A lot of other boards also focus on that. So what I'm trying to tell you is that there are going to be a lot of areas in your preparation in CLAT that are going to coincide with your school preparation. So you need to figure out what are the things that I can simultaneously prepare. First example is figures of speech. School में ये figures of speech के questions और भी ज़्यादा आते हैं if you compare it to CLAT. You get a lot of figures of speech questions. 2, if you look at grammar, you get tons and tons of grammar. 3, if you look at mathematics, the kind of questions you get in mathematics like averages, percentages, ratios, आपने class 10 तक ये तीनों कर लिए होंगे. You must have done all of that. You aren't left behind. You just did that last year in your 10th or 2 years back. That means there are going to be things that are going to coincide between both the preparation. Get a clarity of the course that demands CLAT clearance. CLAT में जो भी आता है, एक बार clarity लो कि क्या-क्या चीजें मेरे CLAT के preparation के साथ और school के preparation के साथ coincide करती है. I will pay special attention to them because they're going to help me in both the areas. I gave you some examples of reading comprehension, vocabulary, grammar, figures of speech, mathematics. All of that, they coincide. So get a clarity first thing on what is common between both the preparation, both the examination. Okay. Now, let's talk about how your approach should be while you're preparing for both of them simultaneously. So I always recommend that you should create a schedule for yourself. A lot of kids make a very, very big mistake, and that is they just pick up things as they come in their way. चलो मैम ने बोला है 2 दिन बाद ये होमवर्क सबमिट करना तो मैं अब करूंगा ये चीज. अगर स्कूल में एग्जाम है तो मैं स्कूल के एग्जाम की तैयारी करूंगा. Remember something, without a schedule, it's going to be very difficult for you because, see, in your school, of course, your school teachers will pay pressure on you. They will put pressure on you. Here also, we will put pressure on you. आपके पेरेंट्स भी प्रेशर करेंगे आपको कि तुमने डिसाइड किया क्लैट करने के लिए तो उसकी पढ़ाई क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो. ओके, सो अल्टीमेटली द आइडिया इज दैट all of us are going to be putting pressure on you. Your school teachers, your parents, your teachers at BYJU'S exam prep, सब आप पे प्रेशर डालेंगे. प्रेशर में बहुत सारे बच्चे सकम कर जाते हैं. The best way to deal with the pressure is making a schedule for yourself. Now, what exactly is the schedule? Schedule is allocating time every day to schoolwork and CLAT preparation. For example, we highly recommend that you read newspapers for CLAT preparation. Okay. Now, since we highly recommend that you should read newspapers in and out, including for GK, for reasoning, for legal reasoning, for English, for all of the sections, तो ये आपको रोज करना पड़ेगा. So can we take out half an hour from I want to write 1/2. Okay, half an hour from your daily schedule to read newspapers? कि ये तो मुझे करना ही है. It's like a medicine that I have to take every day. So find out half an hour every day where you'll be reading newspapers thoroughly. Find out half an hour every day that where you'll be revising what was taught to you in your school, and half an hour every day where you'll be revising everything that was taught to you in your classes for your CLAT preparation. So making the schedule that every day I'm going to be giving 2 hours to CLAT. If that includes half an hour of reading newspaper, half an hour of revision to what was taught to me, and 1 hour of working on my weak sections, working on improving my scores. Make a schedule that coincides with your schoolwork and CLAT preparation. Take stipulated time out for both of them because you have to prioritize both of it equally. अगर आप prioritize नहीं करोगे, आप नहीं manage कर पाओगे दोनों preparation को साथ में. Then prioritize your daily task based on urgency and importance. Urgency और importance क्या होता है? कल स्कूल में टेस्ट है तो आज मैं शायद क्लैट की प्रिपरेशन को 2 घंटे नहीं देके 1 घंटा दूंगी, बट कल अगर मुझे मॉक टेस्ट देना है तो मैं स्कूल की प्रिपरेशन को में से 1 घंटा कम करके 1 घंटा इंक्रीज कर दूंगी मेरी क्लैट प्रिपरेशन में, बिकॉज टुमारो आई हैव टू सिट फॉर अ मॉक और आई हैव अ टेस्ट टू टेक अप इन द क्लास टुमारो. Prioritize things, change your plan, change your schedule every single day. I highly recommend you create a schedule which is bigger, like पूरे साल का schedule. Then you break it up into monthly plan. You break it up into weekly plan, and every morning you get up, you make a plan for your day. So make a daily plan as well. You have to break your plan into days. So yearly से monthly break करो. ये मेरा target है, इस महीने मुझे ये खत्म करना है. कैसे खत्म करूंगा? इस week मैथ्स में ये टॉपिक करूंगा, रेशियो करूंगा. रेशियो में आज इस बुक से चैप्टर पढ़ना, मुझे सर के दिए हुए ये क्वेश्चन मुझे सॉल्व करना है, ये क्लास मुझे रिविजिट करना है. Make a daily plan. Every morning you get up, make a plan for yourself. This is what I have to achieve every day, and make an achievable plan. Because if you do not make an achievable plan, you will be disheartened by the end. You will be demotivated by the end. Don't make an over enthusiastic one कि आज मुझे पूरी मैथ्स खत्म करनी है. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, आपको पता है. So make a plan that's achievable for you. And keep changing your daily plans according to what is urgent for you today, what is important for you today. If you think doing ratios is important for you today, or doing September GK is important for you today because tomorrow is a rapid fire on September GK, I'll be prioritizing that today over everything else. Keep changing your plan accordingly. Then set realistic goals. I was talking about that. See, a lot of people set goals which are not achievable for them. कि एक दिन में मैं पूरा सितंबर का जीके खत्म कर लूंगा, ऐसी चीजें नहीं हो पाती हैं. Realistic goals are breaking your bigger goal into smaller fragments and making them into a format that's achievable for you. छोटे छोटे करके milestones बनाओ अपने लिए कि अगर सितंबर का जीके करना है तो week 1 of September I'm going to be revising today because I was reading the newspapers regularly. I know most of the bit of it. Break it into smaller fragments और वो milestones बनाओ और उनको celebrate करो. Reward yourself in some way or the other. जैसे आपका monthly plan achieve हो गया. I'm going to be taking out half an hour today. I'll be watching this series का 1 episode that I wanted to watch. You have to reward yourself, but ये reward ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आज मैंने 1 घंटा पढ़ाई कर लिया, आज रात को मैं एक सीरीज स्टार्ट करूंगा, नार्कोस देखूंगा, पूरी रात नार्कोस देख के खत्म कर दूंगा. You know that doesn't happen that way. So rewarding necessary है, but rewarding भी temperate rewarding होना चाहिए. It cannot be over enthusiastic rewarding. So do not make over enthusiastic goals. Do not make over enthusiastic rewards as well. Okay. So ensure whatever plan you make realistic बनाओ, but उस realistic plan को achieve करो. By the end of the day चाहे आपको 1 घंटा कम सोने मिले, but वो आपको achieve करना है. Because you have decided to do 2 things simultaneously. And that means you will have to work harder than every other child in your class does who has no goal. If you have some clarity in your goal, you of course will have to work harder, sleep less, study for more hours, sit for more hours. But if you work harder in the right direction, I'm sure your dreams are going to be achievable. So make an achievable goal. If it takes for you to sleep 1 hour lesser, it's fine, but make sure you achieve that plan for yourself. Don't break your plans every single day. कि आज नहीं हुआ कल कर लेंगे, कल नहीं हुआ. If you procrastinate things, ये कभी भी possible नहीं हो पाएगा. So don't procrastinate. Achieve them even if you have to sleep 1 hour lesser. Remember that. Then let's talk about कैसे हम स्कूल रिसोर्सेज को यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं. स्कूल में क्विजेस होते हैं, आई एम श्योर होते होंगे. स्कूल में आपके बहुत सारे ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स होते होंगे वेर यू कैन शो ऑफ योर वोकैबुलरी स्किल्स, वेर यू कैन शो ऑफ योर जनरल नॉलेज, बिकॉज यू बीन रीडिंग ऑल ऑफ दैट फॉर क्लैट प्रिपरेशन. जब आपको स्कूल में रिसोर्सेज मिल रहे हैं वेर यू कैन शो ऑफ व्हाट यू बीन वर्किंग ऑन हियर, यूटिलाइज देम. Make sure you take advantage of what is common between your school preparation, as I give you an example of ratio, proportion, vocabulary, grammar, reading comprehension, figures of speech. All of these are common from your school. Also, if you still haven't chosen subjects for your school, make sure you take subjects that coincide. Legal studies le lo, that coincide with your CLAT preparation. But if you've already chosen your subjects, find out things that are common. Use study material given to you by school. Just say Run and Martin is a grammar book most of the schools give us. When I was a child, I was given this as a book. It was there lying in my shelf. I never utilized it though. But if it's there for you, you better pick it up. Dusting karo or start using it. Use the resources provided to you by school. Keep referring to the quizzes that happen in your school. Participate. Even if you lose, you will come out learning more, which will benefit you with your CLAT preparation. And one thing very important, if you've decided to prepare for CLAT, please let your teachers know that, ma'am, this is my plan. This is where I see myself sitting in NLS. I want your help with it. So ask your parents to speak to your teachers. And if it's possible, speak to your teachers as well directly and see if they can help you with your preparation. How would they help you? By putting lesser pressure, because barely scoring 55% in your school is enough for you to get into an NLU. If you score a 75 plus, it's still very, very good. You don't have to aim for a 98%. So, wo pressure thoda sa kam ho jata hai if your teachers know that, okay, this child is aiming for this. So, I don't have to pressurize the child to score a 98%, 99%, 100% in my boards. Make sure your parents speak to your school teachers. There are very, very high chances your school teachers understand what your approach is if you communicate things to them directly. Then follow study techniques that are efficient. Now, what are efficient study techniques? वो टॉपिक्स चूज करो जो क्लैट में सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, जो सबसे ज्यादा वेटेज रखते हैं. I'll explain what. So if you look at English section, there's one specific kind of question, and that's main theme. Okay, this type of question is asked in a whole bunch, and this type of question will help you answer most of the other questions correctly as well. So if I have less amount of time because I'm in my school as well, I'll prioritize this topic in English in the beginning over others. I'll first get a clarity on this topic. I'll work on this topic. So know exactly what are those topics in CLAT that are more important than the other. जैसे grammar बहुत टाइप के क्वेश्चंस नहीं आते, लिमिटेड आते हैं. जैसे पैरेललिज्म आएंगे, सब्जेक्ट वर्ब एग्रीमेंट आएंगे, प्रेपोजिशंस आएगा, टेंसेस आएगा. यू नो टेंसेस आ रहा है, स्कूल में हो रहा है. आई विल बी मोर अटेंटिव क्योंकि टेंसेस के क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच बहुत सारे आते हैं, एटलीस्ट 2-3 क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. You know, स्कूल में हो रहा है, I'll be more attentive to it. I'll come back home and I'll practice it again. Let yourself know what are the topics that are important in terms of your CLAT preparation and work on them along with your school preparation. Keep taking quizzes, keep making summary, keep using different techniques that work for you, because you'll have to keep experimenting. And since you've decided earlier in your life that you wish to sit for CLAT and clear it with flying colors, it's always better because you have a whole lot of time, more time than other people have. Since you are an early starter, you can practice different strategies, different techniques that can work out for you. Summarizing आपके लिए काम करती है, या keywords highlight करना काम करते हैं, summary लिखना काम करते हैं, या mentally mind map बनाना काम करता है. What works out for you? Keep experimenting. While you experiment, you'll know exactly आपके लिए क्या काम करता है, and you'll be able to apply all of that to your mock tests as well. Then टाइम ब्लॉकिंग बहुत जरूरी होता है, दोनों चीजों के लिए टाइम निकालना, इंग्लिश स्कूल प्रिपरेशन एंड क्लैट प्रिपरेशन दोनों के लिए. बट आपको पता है दैट माय वीकेंड्स आर ऑफ इन स्कूल. आई डोंट गो टू स्कूल ऑन सैटरडेज एंड संडेज. दैट मीन्स आई कैन इंक्रीज माय टाइम for CLAT preparation over weekends and school holidays. You know Diwali breaks are coming. Huge lot. You know Dashara breaks are coming. 4 days school chutti. I'll be taking 4 mocks in those 4 days chutti. Every day I'll be taking a mock. I'll be analyzing the mock. I'll be covering up the backlog that I have. You know your school chuttis. You know you have weekends off. You know you have Sundays off. Whatever leaves that you have. आज बैंगलोर बंद है, छुट्टी मिल गई सडनली, सुबह का प्लान चेंज हो गया. इट वॉज अ चक्का जाम इन बैंगलोर टुडे बाय द वे. So you have more time. आज ज्यादा टाइम था, आज सुबह एक्स्ट्रा 2 hours doing CLAT preparation. So see कब आपके पास में स्कूल से ज्यादा टाइम है. आज बायजूस एग्जाम प्रेप में फॉर सम रीजन क्लास नहीं हुआ, कि जिससे की तबीयत खराब है, क्लास नहीं हुआ, आज स्कूल प्रिपरेशन के टाइम निकाल लूंगा एक्स्ट्रा, मेरा बैकलॉग स्कूल का क्लियर कर लूंगा. See where you can take out more time for your school preparation or your CLAT preparation, and prioritize more time. Block time for sections where you are weak, because अभी टाइम है weaker section कर लोगे. 12th में आने के बाद और प्रेशर होगा, weaker section और weak होता जाएगा. उससे टच आपका, you'll be more bored, you'll be more frustrated while you do those subjects. It's the best to work on your weaker sections while you're still in your 11th grade. So figure out, मैथ्स मेरी वीक है, इस साल ज्यादा मेहनत करूंगा ताकि 12 नंबर में से I'll be able to score at least a 6. Even if I'm really bad at mathematics. Because I have at least 6 months left in my 11th grade, I can still do that. Identify which sections you're weak in. अच्छे sections में तो आप automatically interest लाके कर लोगे, जैसे legal reasoning है, almost सबका अच्छा होता है. You'll be interested in doing that. You'll know exactly क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, पता होगा आपको. But weaker sections पे, right now is the time when you should start preparing. 6 months of 11th, you can easily do it. And the most important one, you have to stay motivated. It will be overwhelming for you when you start preparing for both of it simultaneously. इतना बड़ा कोर्स है, कैसे करेंगे, जीके तो endless है, infinite course है इसका, how will I do it, vocabulary is endless, I'm unable to remember the words. It can be overwhelming. But remember, I told you, rewarding yourself, छोटे छोटे शॉर्ट टर्म गोल्स बनाओ, छोटे छोटे शॉर्ट टर्म रिवॉर्ड्स दो. आपके लिए क्या रिवॉर्ड है? आई हैवंट स्पोकन टू माय फ्रेंड इन क्वाइट अ व्हाइल. इफ आई डू दिस टुडे, आई विल बी स्पीकिंग टू हर इन द नाइट, इन द इवनिंग. ओके, इफ यू हैव बीन ट्राइंग टू वॉच दिस मूवी फॉर रियली रियली लॉन्ग, शाहरुख खान की मूवी रिलीज हुई, मुझे देखना है, मैं इस पूरे वीक 2 मॉक्स दूंगा, इस पूरे वीक ये टॉपिक कवर अप कर लूंगा. I'll over the weekend go and watch this movie. You can do a bit of rewarding. It's very necessary to push yourself कि मैंने कुछ हार्ड वर्क किया है, मैं अपने आप को रिवॉर्ड करूंगा उस चीज के लिए. छोटे छोटे रिवॉर्ड देना सीखो. I'll go out, have a chocolate today. I'll go out, have cold coffee today. रिवॉर्ड करो अपने आप को किसी भी तरीके से, whatever you like. You sit with your mom, talk to her, whatever you feel happy with. Keep rewarding yourself because you're doing a very, very good job. Keep reminding yourself with that. Connect with CLAT mentors and BYJU'S exam prep whenever you think you're demotivated. I'm sure all of us are going to help you pull yourself out of the shell that you've been into inside. We will help you be motivated. We'll boost your confidence. We'll make sure that you're back on track. So keep in touch with us whenever you see us in the batches. Speak to us about the issues that you're facing. Speak to us about the problems that you're facing. I'm sure we have an answer for that because we've been teaching for a lot of years, more than decades, right? Our सबसे ज़्यादा important चीज़, consistency. That's my favorite word. Consistency is very, very, okay, Shambhavi. All right. So stay consistent. If you don't do something regularly, specifically for CLAT, you're bound to forget it. Reading comprehension. 1 week reading comprehension किया, 2 week छोड़ दिया, वापस ट्रैक पे 0 पे आ जाओगे. Mathematics, 1 week practice किया, 2 week छोड़ दिया, you'll be back to 0. You have to be regular with what you're doing, and that's exactly why making plans, as I said in the first slide, was very, very important for you. Keep repeating things that you've done. Formulas हैं, vocabulary है, rules हैं जो आपको बताए गए, shortcuts हैं जो आपको बताए गए. Keep revising them. GK, humongous है course. Revise नहीं करोगे तो भूल जाओगे. And you know what is the worst thing? किया था, exam लिखने बैठे और याद नहीं आया. Oh, that's the worst thing to happen to a child. You had put efforts to do it, but you were unable to incorporate that to your scores. I'm able to cope with school, but my scores are still roaming around 60. Swapnil, which year are you targeting? I'll help you with that. Also, Swapnil, did you see my section of mock 11 analysis? I spoke in detail about how you should have analyzed a mock, how you should have taken a mock to score better. I'm waiting for both the answers that I asked you. One, have you seen mock 11 analysis video, my section, and which year are you targeting? So, okay, 2024, this year only. ठीक है. Swapnil, I hope you've seen that mock analysis video. मैंने बहुत डिटेल में good 50 minutes बात करी है कि कैसे आपको एनालिसिस करना चाहिए मॉक और किस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट करने चाहिए. How should your approach be? Apart from, see, this is simple answer, work on your basics. But ये बहुत जेनरिक आंसर है और उस सेशन में मैंने बहुत अच्छा you've seen. So yes, that's going to help you. Please उस स्क्रीनशॉट जो मैंने आपसे बोला था सेशन में, इस स्क्रीनशॉट को अप्लाई करो अपने मॉक एनालिसिस में और फिर नेक्स्ट मॉक लो. Do that and tell me if your scores improve. If you come to our batches, raise it out and tell me, ma'am, this is my next mock scores. I analyzed the first mock in the way you wanted me to, and then I took the next mock, and tell me if your scores improved or not. Then we'll figure out what's exactly wrong with your preparation. Okay, so consistency is the key. बहुत busy होगा school, बहुत busy होगा CLAT preparation, but you will have to take out time to repeat things that you've done, because the worst thing is doing something and not being able to recollect that when you sit for your examination. So make sure you keep revising things regularly. Do both the preparation, school and CLAT, every single day. Take out time daily. So I hope I was able to help you with how to manage school and CLAT preparation together. We've launched a test series for CLAT 2024 aspirants, comes for a very nominal cost, and अभी भी बहुत टाइम है, आप बचा नहीं आपके पास, roughly 90 days, but अगर मॉक्स रेगुलरली दे दोगे तो स्कोर्स ट्रेमेंडसली इंप्रूव हो जाएगा. एनालिसिस का वीडियो देख लेना so that you know मॉक कैसे एनालिसिस करते हैं. So बहुत सारे मॉक्स हैं, रजिस्टर कर लो. The contact number is there at the bottom of the slide. Also description box में भी इसका लिंक है. We also have launched a new batch for CLAT 2024 and CLAT 2025 as well. So whatever year you're targeting, you can see us in the batches very, very soon. Make sure you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and download app on Google Play. Lots of content there for you for free. So that's going to be all for today, everyone. I hope you were helped with the session. If you were, make sure you comment under the video. That's going to be all for today, everyone. Have a happy learning and God bless you.